we're going to lose a lot of subs and that for saying this, but I want to make a video talking about, well, basically reaction to RGT 85's new video. Starfield gets delayed again. What the WTF is Xbox doing? Because I watched this video with a friend of mine, and I want to break down the points that RGT seems to contradict himself multiple times when talking about Xbox, and he's clearly a biased news source. So let's start. Yeah, all game companies are weird, to be honest. All game companies' whole thing is making interactive experiences for people to play and people to decide what outcome is. You know, games like GTA, you've got three different options, for instance. You know, because I don't see what he's talking about. Okay, yeah, yeah. Well, no, they can't be an absolute dominating force because legally they have to have competition, and you do realise that PlayStation is actually a bigger brand in gaming than Xbox. So is Nintendo. So that point makes no sense. You know, Xbox is a market leader. They're one of the three biggest console manufacturers. They're also one of the biggest PC publishers. So what's your point here? Logically, what is your point? Yeah, because you've just you've just explained my point. I mean, they are one of the dominant forces in gaming. They're one of the three major console manufacturers. They're also one of the biggest PC publishers. And you've just said they're the third pillar, right? Because with gaming, you have the three console pillars, which are Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. What is your argument? Probably the main. When have you ever heard anyone compare Xbox sales to a Nintendo console? When have you ever heard it be Xbox versus Nintendo or PlayStation versus Nintendo? It's always been Xbox versus PlayStation for the last 20 plus years. Come on, dude, you should know this. You've made videos on these sort of things. You made a video about PS5 versus Xbox Series X. Surely you should know about the whole console war nowadays. Nintendo's sitting on the sidelines. You know, Nintendo doesn't get involved. It's all Xbox versus PlayStation. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're BSing here. The interface. So you can't say about the games you enjoy. You can't list some games you enjoy. You're talking about the interface of the console. Oh, I enjoy the interface. Yeah, I enjoy the interface of Netflix. To be fair, yeah, I don't watch any of the movies on there. No, 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 no. I prefer the interface. That's the whole reason I use it. It's for the experience of the UI. We're not even a minute in. This dude's already idiot. Okay, you don't. You don't. You're lying. And you'll prove this. You'll prove it throughout this video because they delayed Starfield and Halo Infinite. That's not really constantly shifting goalposts. That's making sure a game is ready to be released. Like Shigeru Miyamoto even says, and you even misuse this quote in this video, RGT. So don't try and lie. Um, a delayed game is eventually good. A rush game is forever bad. No, so a rush game is forever bad. No, right. No, yeah, a delayed game is eventually good. A rush game is forever bad. So what are you talking about? I'd rather have a game get delayed and be finished when it comes out than it be rushed out the door, terrible graphics, terrible no nothing to do. You know, like so many current AAA games are by comes like Rockstar, you know, Take Two, EA. Come on, man. What did they say exactly? Because they've delayed two games so far: Halo Infinite and Starfield. Forza Horizon 5 came out on time. Pentiment was a surprise hit. Hi-Fi Rush, which is a game you won't even acknowledge in this video, but Hi-Fi Rush was a surprise smash hit success for Xbox. You know, selling over 2 million copies within the first few months. What are you talking about? You know, what are you talking about? Okay, that just proves my point. You're complaining that games get delayed. Now you're complaining that if they don't delay the game, it comes out with that half baked. Or pick one. You know, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You need to decide: are you for the games being delayed and getting finished, or do you want games to be rushed out the door and patched later? Personally, I'd rather have a game delayed. I mean, I'm pretty sure you RGT have a huge backlog of games. You have that huge collection in your background, unless it's just for the show. So maybe you play some of them whilst you wait for Starfield to come out or the next Xbox game, if you even own an Xbox. Yeah, Starfield. Yeah, clickbait. Yeah. No, it's not a delay. They said 20. They said at sometime 2023, right? That's September 6th isn't delayed. Oh, you forgive us all. You forgive us all for it not coming out in June. Who said it was coming out in June? Right, yeah. So they showed Hi-Fi Rush. They showed, which is a brand new game that came out today. We got Forza Motorsport, the new one. We got Arcane's Redfall. We've got Minecraft Legends, I believe it is called. And there was another game that they showed. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, those are the game. Those are some of the games they showed. But listen to what he says in this bit, and you'll all notice that he's blatantly omitted Hi-Fi Rush. And people say, "But give him a bit of doubt." No, he acknowledges later on. Well, he acknowledges that there was a direct, so surely he knows Hi-Fi Rush exists. Okay, Starfield, from what I remember, wasn't in that direct, and if it was, they didn't give a date for it. What are you talking about? You're just misleading your audience here. What does it being a Bethesda game matter in this argument? Like, it's a Bethesda game. It makes sense it's delayed. Does it? Like, really? Well, they never said June. So wherever you're getting this from, I don't know. You mean the 12-month window of 2023 is a year? September 6th, 2023 is in 2023. September's the 8th month of the year. So what are you going on about? It's out the window. No, mate, you're stupid. You're either stupid or you're lying to your audience to try and manipulate them into thinking what you're saying is true when it's factually incorrect. Do you? Can you name your favorite Bethesda game? Like, you gonna in this video, you're gonna name your favorite Bethesda game? Tell us Fallout 4 was the best one or whatever. Because I'm curious now what your favorite Bethesda game is. Okay, so you've gone from Fallout from being one of your best favorite games of all time to being in your top 20. Okay, why? Okay, so you haven't even said anything for Oblivion. No, not Oblivion. You said Oblivion's top 30, but then you said for Skyrim, it's a great game. No more details on Skyrim. No, it's a great game. Which I think he just used that as a thing. Like, oh, well, everyone knows what Skyrim is. Sure, you do. God damn it! Uh, Why? Why? Why is there two different ads? All right, let's go. Yeah, 360 era. Obsidian Entertainment. They made Fallout New Vegas. Do you remember? They're also an Xbox studio. Do you remember? Remember them? Remember them, RGT? Remember them? No? You're the French called les incompetents. I mean, to be fair, PC and console aren't that much different. You know, people will argue, well, yeah, PC has better graphics and whatnot. Sure, but that's if you have a high-end PC. If you scale down a game for a lower-end PC, you can easily be ported to a console. No other companies were really making it. Okay, well, you've just changed it, and you said no other companies. And I said no, not really any other companies. Come on, dude. Come on. Can you stop with this? Okay. Okay. Fallout 76 was their first time making an online experience, right? So obviously Bethesda was going to struggle with that. They've lost their way because they had one bad game. What is with these YouTubers and acting like one screw up from a game studio means that this game over? Because I don't get it. Okay, you're questioning the leadership, dude. Did you not know that the first thing Phil Spencer did when he became CEO of Xbox, he basically had a phone call from Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft. They spoke a bit, and the first thing he did after that meeting was he bought Minecraft. Right, Minecraft, the biggest game in the world. People say, "Oh, it's Tetris." No, Tetris is because it's a franchise. Minecraft is the biggest game in the world. It's a profitable game, $2.5 billion, and they've easily made that back. And Phil Spencer seems to be he's behind Game Pass. He was behind cloud gaming. He's behind Xbox shifting its focus to being about game sales and recurring revenue from Game Pass and whatnot over console sales. Because I'm not sure if you know this, but consoles lose money. Every console, if it's made by one of the big companies, lose money because they try to make it more powerful, better graphics and try and compete with each other. So I don't know what he's talking about here, but he's questioning the leadership. Oh, wait. This game, wait. Xbox is the wild, wild west. What? Okay, so they're working on a game. What's going on now? And if you can't do this, they've delayed 2 games so far. One of them at least came out. Halo Infinite's come out already. Um, you do realize that games delays happen, right? That's why a lot of game companies don't give dates; they just give years. And to be honest, you've got to understand that a lot of the stuff that was going on with Starfield, they had the impact of the COVID delays still, so they had to still obviously finish all that stuff up because obviously COVID kind of pushed a lot of stuff back. And not being funny as well. You could also take into account Microsoft has quite a big release slate so far this year. We had Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition on Xbox. You had Hi-Fi Rush. You have Arcane's Redfall coming soon on May. You've got Minecraft Legends coming soon in April, and you've got Forza Motorsport coming sometime this year as well. And if Forza Motorsport comes within the first half of the year, that's 6 games coming from Xbox in the first half of the year, and we know Avowed that's supposed to come later this year as well. So what is this guy's argument? They've got a packed release schedule. They're putting them all on Game Pass, which is their subscription service. They're selling millions of copies of stuff at Hi-Fi Rush, which is a small game no one even knew existed until the developer direct. What is your argument? They've delayed Starfield twice. They've delayed Halo Infinite once. What are you going on about? No other games have been delayed yet. certain features aren't going to be in the game, but we're going to say they're in the game. Are you talking, bro? We're talking about Starfield, not Fable on the 360 when Peter Molyneux was making stuff up. Oh, the trees grow in real time. Do they? Sure they do. This dude's a clown. Halo Infinite got delayed. Yeah, because they needed to make sure it was finished. This dude, what's he gonna say next? Wait. So it's fine to delay Halo Infinite, but it's not fine to delay Starfield. What's the difference? To me, that's a nothing burger. That's a nothing answer. Yeah, Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer, who's pushed Xbox out to be a bigger, more profitable division within Microsoft. A guy who's behind Game Pass, who understandably lost the Xbox One generation and tried to revert things by buying up studios and developers to make sure that they didn't lose this generation and had games to sell and games for people to buy this generation. And Phil Spencer, who's behind the Activision acquisition attempt, which I hope goes through, because to me it sort of seems like if Xbox is stronger, PlayStation will also have to get stronger as well, and they'll be able to compete on a more even playing field. Yeah. Okay, Fable, Avowed, Perfect Dark. Okay, what's your point? You do realize game development can take between 5 and 7 years on most games, and something like Perfect Dark, which was being made by The Initiative, which is a brand new studio, and is now being co-produced between The Initiative and Crystal Dynamics. He does realize that since they're a brand new studio, they're going to have time to set everything up and start to get to know the Xbox hardware. Fable, that's a brand new thing for Playground Games. They know how to do open world games, but they need to obviously understand how to do the RPG elements and all that sort of stuff. And Avowed, you do realize Obsidian was working on 4 games at one time. Pentiment, Grounded, Avowed is one of them, and then obviously Outer Worlds 2. So Avowed's obviously the big thing they're doing now, because obviously Pentiment's come out and they've got a small team working on Grounded. But I don't even think RGT knows what Grounded is, because I don't think he even plays on Xbox, to be honest. Yeah, because you do realize they didn't give dates for those games because they knew how far off they were. Sony's done it before as well. Nintendo's done it before. Every game publisher and developer's done it before. Oh, this is the breaking point. Oh, Starfield doesn't have a release date. Bro, if this is your breaking point, why do you suck off Nintendo so much? And why do you suck off Sony so much? I notice whenever you report stuff on Xbox, it's always bad, but you never cover the positives. You didn't cover the Xbox Developer Direct. When they got all this praise and had all these games announced or with dates and whatnot, and showed, stuff like Hi-Fi Rush get released, which was a surprise shadow drop on Game Pass, and they announced it in the thing. That was huge. And that's a brand new Japanese exclusive game. But no. You're not going to cover stuff like that because it doesn't bring you views and clicks. 2023 has to. Yeah, I agree. I agree with your point there. They have to deliver on their promises, and so far, to me, they've somewhat done that. I mean, Age of Empires 2, the Definitive Edition comes to Xbox. Hi-Fi Rush has come out. We've got Minecraft Legends coming soon. We've got Forza Motorsport this year. We've got Starfield and Redfall this year. Plus, Age of Empires 4 is supposed to be coming to Xbox this year. I just remembered, and Avowed supposed to be this year as well. I wouldn't mind if some of those games get delayed, because that's 7 games, 7 big games this year. People will argue, Xbox has 23 studios. Yeah, that is true. They have 23 game studios. But how... I don't know how sustainable is making 7 games a year? Because you might put out all 7 of those games this year, and then those studios have nothing for the next 5 to 7 years. That's my problem. So delays are good, mate. Delays are good because it spreads out the release calendar a bit. And also, if you're a Game Pass subscriber, you get more time to experience those games. And even if you're not a Game Pass subscriber, you can buy those games, enjoy them longer, especially if they're 100+ hour games. Why would you want 200+ hour games released in the same week, for example? Why would I want Avowed and Starfield the same day? To me, one's going to cannibalize the others when it comes to sales. One's going to cannibalize the other when it comes to what people play on Game Pass, and the other game was going to look like a flop. Anyway, let's continue. Yeah, when we're getting stuff like that now, he does realise that all those announcements were made back when they were first setting up Xbox Game Studios. When they was first on their buying spree, getting all the teams together, getting them all under Microsoft, giving them the funding, having the meetings. This dude. And there's still 4 and 11 minutes, 4 minutes and 11 seconds left. What are you talking about? We're off to the best start. Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition came out in January on Xbox. And Hi-Fi Rush, which was a sleeper hit game, which no one even knew existed, came out on Xbox. And dominated. It's got 2 million sales within the first few months, right? That's quite good for an Xbox game, especially. And then you got to consider the fact that no one knew the game existed. It was a brand new game from Tango Gameworks, which wasn't a horror game. It's gotten critical plays and commercial success. And that was in January. To me, that's a pretty good year so far. We're only in March, so that's 2 big exclusive games so far this year. What does it mean we're not off to the best start? Like, what did you expect Starfield to come out in January? Do you think 2023, January 1st, Starfield? If you did, you're an idiot. I'm sorry, but he's an idiot if he thought that. Yeah, but he already had Hi-Fi Rush, which was a really successful game, Age of Empires 2. The Starfield was not delayed. You keep saying it was delayed. It wasn't delayed. They said 2023. Could be late 2020, early 2023. They didn't give a date. They said it could even be 24, but you're contradicting yourself here. But this dude, what annoys me is he's acknowledged the developer director throughout this video, but he's also omitted the information of Hi-Fi Rush. And people will say, maybe he doesn't know. If he knew about the developer direct, he would have known about the big game that came from the developer direct, that being Hi-Fi Rush, that came out during the developer direct for Xbox exclusively. You know, this dude can't lie and be like, oh, I didn't know. It's clear you know because you've admitted to watching the developer direct. Yeah. Yeah, man, they had to touch some stuff up. What is your point? It was delayed. Games get delayed all the time, you know? What's your point? Yeah. No, they didn't say before June. Stop saying that. It's really annoying. You're just repeating this point that was never made. Developer Direct, yeah, in June, yeah, June 11th, yeah. And watch, now he's going to have a little rant about Nintendo, watch. I don't know how that's relevant. Yeah, Nintendo created the idea, but Nintendo started doing it in like 2015, 2014, when the Wii U was flopping. Microsoft is the last of the major free game console manufacturers to make their own version lists. So, what's your point? Yeah, E3 time. They didn't change the release date. They said 2023, and they gave us a date. Stop whinging. You know, this reminds me of what DVD Fever Game says about him. He said that he sounds like Chris Griffin. He genuinely does, to be fair. I could just see him as a flipping prepubescent teenage boy whining about his Sega and his Nintendo. It was delayed twice. I bet you're still excited for Skull and Bones, the Ubisoft game that's been delayed 6 times. It was delayed twice. It's not continuous. Continuous is 3 or more. So the game, they obviously had to deal with some bugs and glitches, making sure the games were optimized for the Xbox consoles and PC. What is your point? It's something wrong with the game. No, there's something wrong with you because you seem to have these high expectations for this game to just come out right now. Oh my god. Duke Nukem Forever was delayed for 3 console generations. Right, supposed to be on the N64 PS1, then it was on supposed to be on Xbox PS2, then it was finally came out on the 360 and PS3. That's 3 generations. This game has only been. This game has gone from Xbox One to Xbox Series X. That's not that massive leap when it comes to generational gap, like Duke Nukem Forever was. What is your point? Okay, you don't even know the quote. The quote is a delayed game is eventually good. A rush game is forever bad. Where are you getting this idea of a bad game is forever bad? Because you're a Nintendo fan. You cover Nintendo all the time, all day, every day. It's like you live and breathe Nintendo, and you don't even know the quote of the most famous man behind Nintendo. How? How can you not know that? How can you not know the quote? I will argue. I will argue. He has a point there about the games not being. It's not being like that anymore. A delayed game can eventually. A rush game can be good if it gets patched. That is very true. But how many of your fans and your audience are going to still be there after you have to do all these patches and all these updates and whatnot after the game is released buggy, broken, and unfinished? Because to me, that's bad. And what you need to understand is with game publishers and developers, they need that goodwill. They need that goodwill of their fans to keep coming back and buying their new games as a way to support the company further on into the future. I don't think he understands how basic business works, to be honest. Which is kind of pretty pathetic, to be fair. Let's see what else he's got to say. Okay, Bethesda doesn't get the benefit of that in your mind. Why? Come on, let's explain the reason. Let's explain the reason and let's hear. Wait. Bethesda doesn't get the benefit of that with a big open world space game where they've got to do all these different planets, all these different creatures, worlds, character dialogue, all that sort of stuff, because it's a big open world space game. Right, RGT, you do know the last big open world space RPG we got was Outer Worlds from Obsidian Entertainment, and Obsidian set a bar. Obsidian set a standard with that game. It's a great game. They set a standard with it, and you're now saying, "Oh, Bethesda doesn't get benefit out because they know how to do this." Do they? Because last time I checked, Bethesda's never made a space game. They've made Fallout, they've made Outer Scrolls, but they haven't made a game in space. So what are you talking about? I'm questioning your sanity. You you're missing information. You're personally cutting information from this video to make it seem like you're right and like Xbox is worse off than they are, and the Starfield delaying them is going to destroy Xbox. But they already had Hi-Fi Rush, Age of Empires 2. We got Minecraft Legends coming soon. We got Redfall coming soon. And yeah, I just don't get what you're talking about. Yeah, so what? They never said June. Stop saying June. They didn't say June. Well, if it's done, they've got to do obviously all the play testing, make sure the graphics hold up, make sure there's not many bugs and glitches in the game, make sure it's ready to be shipped. I'm not being funny, but those processes take a long time. You can't just play a game one day and be like, oh yeah, it's fun, it's done, ship it out, because there might be game breaking glitches and bugs later on in the game. That's what you need to understand, RGT. You can't just ship a game as soon as it's finished. You got to make sure it's play tested throughout the whole game, see if there's any bugs or glitches. Because the last thing you want to do is buy a game that has frame rate drops, has terrible graphics, has audio glitches, glitches where the characters are like phasing into walls, all that sort of stuff. So as we got with Starfield, because it was delayed, or so it was delayed in quotation marks, because obviously they didn't give a date for 2023, but they finally given us a date for 2023. What's your point? There it is. There it is. He's just compared it to Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk was in development for like 10 years. Starfield hasn't had that long of time in development. to be fair, Cyberpunk was worse off on Xbox One and PS5, whilst the Xbox Series X and PS5 versions were slightly better, but not the best. Stadia had the best version of the game, obviously, but still. Can people stop saying downvoted? Because downvotes on Reddit. On YouTube, it's like to dislike. Okay? You just compared it, so you are saying it. Okay, he does understand that Bethesda is a separate entity within gaming, or gaming within Microsoft. Microsoft Gaming holds Xbox, which has its core 16 studios, and Bethesda, who has their ones, right? So that's also what's going to happen by Activision. Activision will be a third pillar in that gaming division, but not under Xbox. The whole plan is obviously to funnel games to Xbox, but he does understand that Bethesda isn't actually controlled by Phil Spencer, it's controlled by Todd Howard. Running business and getting product. They got Hi-Fi Rush, they got Age of Empires Definitive Edition, they're making money. What do you know about business anyway? You're a YouTuber, what do you know about business anyway? You spend all day talking about Nintendo. They are staying relevant. Hi-Fi Rush was a huge hit. So was Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. You know, they've got all these new games coming. And people say it's empty hype. It's not empty hype. It's just the fact that RGT can't see that Xbox is doing well. He doesn't like it. What problems? Because they've released a Hi-Fi Rush, which is a great action-driven game this year. They released a Definitive Edition of Age of Empires 2 on Xbox, which is great. They was both in January. We know of games coming in April, May, and September. What are you talking about? Stop waffling on, mate. You're waffling on about stuff, and you're just putting words together and trying to form a sentence. You don't sound intelligent. You sound stupid. Ray Charles. I wear glasses, mate, and I can see through this. And not gonna lie, you've already proven that you're an idiot, and now you're mocking people who have to wear glasses. Dude, you are such a cuck. You are such a virgin. You are such... I don't know how to put it. You are such a beta. I don't see how you even have an audience, to be honest. Yeah, and Spawn needs glasses to see. So what? So him not wearing them can obviously affect his eyesight and whatnot. So Starfield was not delayed. It was just the release that was given was September 6th. You keep saying that. You keep saying about the developer directly. You won't ever acknowledge Hi-Fi Rush. You don't acknowledge Hi-Fi Rush at all in this video. Why? They've not fooled you. Oh, here's the good part. Here's the good part. Oh, Phil Spencer's been lying to you. Phil Spencer's been lying. Oh no, Phil Spencer's been lying to you. Oh no. What has he lied about? Oh, he delayed stuff. Dude, you're acting like him delaying one game is him lying about everything he's ever done. Everything he's ever done. What? He's delayed one game. I don't see what he's talking about. Phil Spencer's been lying to you. No, Jim Ryan's been lying to you. And I know all you Nintendo YouTubers, especially the YouTubers that also cover PlayStation, like you, RGT, you didn't cover the recent revelation that Jim Ryan, CEO of PlayStation, he basically said to Activision that they didn't want a new deal with Call of Duty, they just want to block the merger with Microsoft. So where were you reporting on that? Where's your reports on that? You know, especially thanks to Master System Marceau for pointing that out to me. But where are you on that? You weren't there because you're biased. We all know you're biased. It's quite clear at this point. You have nearly a decade. Game development takes 5 to 7 years to make a game, on average. So, yeah, okay, Microsoft buying all these studios. They only started as spring 2018, so we should only just start seeing some of the fruits of that labour soon. You know, we've seen Grounded, Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush, which is a game you seem to ignore exists. And now he's just doing this weird slope up motion. Your thoughts on Starfield? What? This dude, I swear he's not there mentally. I'm autistic, and even I can say that he's not there mentally. There's something wrong with this dude. Your thoughts on Starfield? Starfield's not out. Your thoughts on Starfield being quote unquote delayed? You mean? I'm surprised this video is not over 10 minutes, to be fair, because this dude seems to love to stretch his content out. Man, shut the fuck up. Pardon my French. Shut the fuck up, RGT. Right? They delayed 2 games. They didn't delay Forza Horizon 5, or Pentiment, or Grounded, or any of these other shit. But you're sitting there complaining that... You're just complaining that all these games get delayed. 2 games! 2 games. Oh, but they're 2 of the big franchises. Starfield's a new IP, not as part of a pre-existing franchise. You don't even acknowledge Hi-Fi Rush even existed, which is really questionable, considering you're claiming you're an Xbox gamer and you watched the developer direct. You know, you also got stuff like, you know, Halo Infinite was delayed, sure, but Halo Infinite needed the delay to make sure the graphics were up to par. Also, they had to put an Xbox One version of that game, so that also could be holding the game back. I don't see his point. And also, Xbox games this generation so far, I know 2022 was quite a bad year, to be fair, but so far we've had Grounded's got a full version, Pentiment got a game, which was a brand little indie game, which it's a great little game. You've got Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. You've got Hi-Fi Rush. This generation has been quite good so far. Not to mention you get next-gen versions of Forza Horizon 5 and Halo Infinite, so what's your argument? Okay, they don't use this. Phil says interaction with fans on Twitter. They've pushed Game Pass to be the one-stop shop for gaming by adding all their new games day one from Bethesda and their internal studios. They're trying to back Activision to expand Game Pass's library. And they're making games. You're like, oh, they don't respect their users. Game development takes years to do. You seem to not understand what you're talking about. Genuinely. You guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Yeah, like the video. Yeah, you need to subscribe because I have a rare disease called idiotismus, and I'm gonna die if you don't subscribe for me dissing the Xbox. No, this dude, man, this dude. I want to look at some of his comments. Have a look at some of his comments. Will my phone flip? Yeah. Oh no, I can't do it. Damn it. Yeah. If you want, guys, I'll leave a link to this video in my description down below. Yeah, make sure you subscribe. This is a really long video, to be fair. It's like 40 minutes, so I doubt it will get many views. But if you're interested, you know, here's what it is. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, like, share. Do you think RGT is full of it? Because he seems to be making some very idiotic points, to say the least. Anyway, guys, I've been EFK'd. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, like, all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.